What is up, YouTube? This is your favorite prepper coming to you live from Los Angeles at 3:19 Pacific Standard Time. The only time zone that matters in this country is what's happening in California. JK, man, I remember when I was a kid, people would say like mean things to each other, and they'd be like, "Oh, JK." So I was JKing it before JKing it was popular. Just had to let you know that. Oh, excuse me. A little bit sleepy, but man, this weekend I relaxed hard. Um, as some of you may or may not know, last week I wasn't like getting into it with employees, but I just kind of had a series of interactions with different employees that were all kind of small and trivial, but just kind of annoying in the way that it turned out, and annoyed with myself for not being able to maintain my composure, or letting stress or whatever get to me. It's the hours of the job, it's not just the hours there, right? It's like you get a little bit dehydrated on an 8-hour shift. You go home, you drink some water, but like the 10-hour shift, you kind of everything is just more, right? So it's like you're at work longer, you're more physically tired, you're interacting with people more. I interact with a lot of people. People come up to me every 20, 30 minutes. Hey, Paul, can you help me with this? Can you look at this? I need your opinion on this. And, I do enjoy it. I enjoy being a go-to person in the department, having been there a couple years or a year and a half. Anyways, and being one of the more experienced people in the department, it's not bad, but um, sometimes it is nice to just kind of do your own thing and jam. But it's always nice to be productive, and I'm productive every day, so that's cool. But no, I spent this weekend just really relaxing, sleeping. I mean, shit, I think I stayed up Friday night till 7 a.m., which is probably not a great idea. And I think I slept till like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, just kind of chilled out a little bit, played a couple video games, watched a little TV. We started watching Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime, which is a pretty solid show. I have to admit, the protagonist, the guy who plays Jim Halpert, I want to say John Krasinski or something like that. He's a good actor. He's a really good actor. He probably is a little concerned with the fact that he got typecast as kind of this like goofball office guy who like didn't really take his life that seriously, but he is a good actor without a doubt. I've watched the show, and I think it takes a good actor to be goofy and silly just as much as it does to be serious. So at any rate, yeah. So I just really, really relaxed. I just didn't really leave the house much. Didn't really stress myself out with the house repairs, even though they're a constant stress, of course. Um, just try to not think about work, and it was mostly successful. So today I had a much better day. Friday, I'd kind of gotten into it, not that big a deal with a couple of employees. I was trying to do something, and they were kind of getting in my space. I live streamed about it, but I deleted the live stream because I didn't really like that it turned into like a fucking hour of me ranting about it. But I sent them an email late Friday night or really early Saturday morning, like 3 in the morning. I was like, look, guys, sorry, I was kind of a jerk about this stuff. Da, da, da. And one of them came over and was like, hey, like, did somebody talk to you about it? Because I didn't say anything about it. And I was like, no, and then the boss came over, and I kind of told them both, like, I know it's not that big of a deal, but I just sent the email because I wanted you guys to know that, like, I know that it's okay not to, be treating people like a jerk, no matter what hour of the day it is, no matter what I'm working on. So I just want to kind of set the record straight that, like, I know that's not really cool, that I value relationships. Nobody's perfect, and sometimes you kind of have an interaction with someone that you regret or that it didn't really go the way you wanted it to go. And really, no matter what, if you like them, if you don't like them, if you work with them all the time, if you work with them once a year, the best thing to do is just circle back and say, hey, man, girl, sir, whatever. I'm sorry about how that happened. I respect you. I like you. That's not the way that I think that it's acceptable to treat other people. I apologize, and it won't happen again, right? So it's like you can't turn back the clock, but if you can at least let people know that you know what's right and what's wrong, and that you recognize that something you did might not have been the best thing, it really goes a long way. Especially where I work in and around the same people every day, every night, every weekend, every month, every day, week, month, year. I've been with some of these people like for almost a couple of years now. So it's like you really don't want to destroy the professional rapport that you have with people because you're just working together so much that it's like, you need this, I need this, I'm in your space, you're in my space. You just kind of constantly tripping over each other. Then any sort of tension or lack of respect, it really, work doesn't have to be fun, but you don't want to hate work. You don't want to hate your coworkers, be stressed about this, tension about that. You can kind of gripe about the boss, you can kind of gripe about somebody who works in the other department or whatever, but like the people on your team, you really want to be tight with them. You don't have to be best friends, you don't have to go out and drink and stuff like that, but you should have a strong working relationship with people that you work with regularly, especially the ones that you don't like. In fact, those are the relationships you really need to push for even harder. One of the people that's a lead on my team right now used to be a lead on first shift, and I used to butt heads with them a little bit. I'd say, oh, we got to be careful about this stuff, and he'd be like, no, we don't. Or I was working on a certification and I was spending some time training, and he'd say, oh, it looks like you're hanging out, you're just kind of relaxing, which is really kind of a fucked up thing to say to someone, especially, you're questioning somebody's work ethic, and I'm an extremely hardworking individual, so I really did appreciate that kind of language. But, I tried to be as professional as I could, and he tried to be as professional as he could, and then we started working on the same shift together, and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to try to be on this guy's good side. I'm not going to kiss his ass, I'm not going to suck up, but I sort of almost jokingly buddy with him, and he kind of knew that it was a joke, but he also knew that I was kind of half serious. So, he was working on this product, we'll call it like product A, right? And every time I'd see him in the morning, I'd be like, hey man, or the beginning of our shift, which is like 3 in the afternoon or whatever, I'd say, hey man, product A forever, like I'm going to help you. Because of course I still, then and now, I still don't have full-time obligations in my main duty. So I have time to help other parts, other projects, other leads, etc. So I come in and be like, hey man, I'm gonna help you with this stuff. We're gonna fucking kick ass on this part. We're gonna knock all these parts out. It's gonna be great. And he'd be like, all right, man, cool. So it's like I just kind of decided that, yeah, he's not perfect or whatever, but the guy's been here a few years. He does generally know what he's doing. And the long and short of it is, I don't have to be best friends with him. But if I'm always butting heads with him, it's just going to make my life miserable, and it's kind of going to make him miserable. And if he's miserable, sometimes people make other people miserable around them when they're miserable. So it's, you really don't have anything to gain from relationships at work deteriorating. Obviously, some people are just difficult, and sometimes you're just not going to get along with everyone. So you can't always work. Oh, what the fuck is this RV doing? Oh, God. You can't always come to terms with everyone that you work with, but there's a fairly decent chance that if you put concerted effort into improving a work relationship with someone, that you can make it happen. I'll give another example. I remember years ago, I had a job and I was the more experienced paralegal in the department, at least in sort of our little sub department. We were working on this document called a Declaration in lieu of personal testimony. It's a statement made by one of the parties that basically says we say this under oath, and that way you can kind of not show up for court. You just make this statement under oath and you submit it. So one of the female paralegals that was on our team had asked me a question one day about how to draft the document. Can't even remember what the question's about, but something, hey, Paul, can you help me, figure out this thing? And I didn't really validate her question. She genuinely was asking for help. And I sort of said something coy like, oh, you'll figure it out. Like really being an ass and not helping at all. And she just kind of walked, huffed off. And so for the next couple days, she was like really cold at me, like didn't say a word to me. And so finally I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did I do? So I went to her like the next day. I don't know if it was the same day. It was probably the next day. And I said, look, Nancy, like, I don't know what's going on, but if there's anything that I've done that was disrespectful or like whatever, I kind of feel this energy from you. And, I guess I'm just not really sure like what's going on. And like, I don't have a problem with you. So like, if there's anything, you have to tell me, like, just let me know, just come talk to me. And she said, well, I was asking you for help on the document the other day and you kind of, blew me off. And I said, oh my God, you're so right. I can't believe I didn't see that. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I of course, I'm always here to help you. I didn't realize, right? Like I was just kind of like, oh shit, sorry I did that. But the fact is, by approaching that coworker and saying, look, I get the sense that there's something off between us. I don't know what's going on. If you want to kind of help me address that, that'd be great. And, if not, that's whatever. So sometimes you kind of have to take that extra step and let people know, like, look, I feel that we're not where we should be or where we could be or where we were. And I want to build a better relationship. So, like just talk to me. I'm here, just kind of let me know what's going on and I'll try to work this out. So I have so many examples in my life of, giving this person attitude or mouthing off at this person. It's just sort of a result of several different factors in my life. It's no point really getting into it all right now, but suffice it to say, always. But anyways, thanks for joining me or not on this 3 a.m. live stream. I hope you learned a little bit something about me. But yeah, work's going all right. Just got home, and you know what time it is? It is beer 30. Got a little fruit salad from work. What do we got here? We got some. They always put weird shit on their salads. I don't know why they're trying to be all. Oh! I don't know how I'm so tall. I hit my head on the door handle while I'm trying to taste this fruit salad. I'm such a. Being tall is great when you want to reach shit on the top shelf. Otherwise, it's a pain in the royal ass. Women are supposed to like tall guys, and I guess that's cool and all, but god damn it. My feet always hit shit. My hands always hit shit. I'm such a klutz sometimes. Like, I'm not really that much of a klutz, but I could walk past the door and bang my wrist into the doorknob so much I almost bruise myself. And it's like, I really don't usually do klutzy stuff like that, but the thing is, when you're 6'3" and you got long arms and long legs and big feet and a big head, like, you just kind of bang into stuff. Just kind of how life works. Anyways, till next time, stay safe, stay ready. Keep all your things with wheels, skis, whatever, electrons and computers running better than I do. and keep prepping. We'll see you next time, YouTube.